All right, thank you. Today's call is titled Building Your Future. And when I was doing this preparation for today's phone call, our conference call, I'll tell you what, it becomes evident that really this could be a book about building your future. But today we're going to look at 5 points about solid building blocks you can do to build your future. And many think they deserve more from their efforts, but few consider how to achieve it. Today we're going to look at a solid way to build your future regardless of your current position. You could be a leader now. You could be in a management role. And you could be in a role that you desire a promotion. You want to work your way up into a management or a leadership role. These are building blocks that everyone can use and should use every day to build a good, strong, solid future for you and your family. Number one of these 5 points is that it revolves around customer care. Build your future with the reputation that the customer is the reason we exist. Understand this great truth and be committed to care and nurture them. If you have a situation where a customer comes in, a lot of times you might feel rushed. You might feel, oh, the phone's ringing, or I don't have time, I got to get to the next person, and we just process. That is so wrong, and it's so counterproductive to building a good future, not only for you, but as you go through these points with me today, you're going to understand it also. My goodness, that's the best thing for whatever company you're with. It's also the best thing for your family life. It's interesting how it all revolves around together. But the main reason the customer comes in is to serve them. It's why we exist. Without the customer, we've got no job. We've got no future. Be committed to care for them. Why wouldn't we ask how they're doing or know if they have kids or dogs or cats? Take some time, learn a little bit about them. It's not all about the immediate needs. It's about understanding and being committed to their care that builds a good, strong future. The second point I want to talk about is to go beyond what is required. So many times people get a job description and it says this is your job and that is your job and this is how we want you to do it. Here's your requirements and your minimum structured requirement list. Build a good, strong future. Always go the extra mile in everything you do. Never allow yourself to say, this is not required of my job. I'm not staying late tonight. I'm only here till 5. And it's 5 o'clock. I'm out the door. I'm not going the extra mile. If I'm an advisor, for example, and I know that the tech's least productive time is when they come in at 8 in the morning. If I start loading the technician stalls with used cars or PDIs that need to be done or customer vehicles that need to get through first thing in the morning, and the technicians always come in and find their next job is ready to go. The snow's off of them in a nice warm shop. They're preloaded. And an advisor stayed that night to make sure that all happens, that these techs all have jobs. When they come in, they're working and they're wrenching and they're making a living for them. you might not be in a situation where they come up every day and thank you. But that's an illustration of how you go beyond what is required. It may not be a part of your job. It may not be a requirement. But you just do it with the understanding that it's building your future, that it's the reason for you to be there. It's just something that separates you from the ordinary and puts you on a path that's a solid future. The third point I find that we should talk about is don't worry about what everyone else is doing and who gets the credit for it. You know, a lot of times, let's take this advisor example. He's not going to get the big, hey, great job. He's not, or she's not. A lot of times we get into the day-to-day structure of what's going on and we're seeing who's doing what. Technicians are real big at this. They're trying to judge who's getting more customer pay work and man, I should get paid an extra half hour for this job, and they'll literally spend an hour in a discussion with anyone that'll listen about why they deserved an extra 15 minutes or half an hour on this job and how they got cheated out of it. And then you might ask yourself, they probably lost productivity of well over an hour that they could have been getting wage production. That spend all of that negative thought, all of that negative energy on what they deserve or who got credit for it. Most will never hear great job, but build your future on a solid, consistent effort that is driven by a desire to serve. That's where it counts. That's where you're going to build your future. A solid, consistent effort driven by the desire to serve. The fourth point I want to talk about is to be a team player. When we get into your day-to-day life and you're looking ways to build your future, look around you and see what others need and offer the help. If you have a team member that's struggling to lift a large transmission or something like that, or they're trying to drop a fuel tank, or the trash is full, and it may not be your job to empty the trash. A lot of times people get in this rut, and they even say that every day. Well, that's not my job. That's not my requirement. I'm going to let them do what they're supposed to do. I'm not going to do what they're supposed to do. I'm not going to help them. Just do whatever you can and look for ways that the team needs something to be accomplished, and then be the solution. You've all heard it said, you're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem. A good, strong team player is rare, but I'll tell you, is valued, even if they don't get, again, the recognition. That's valued. That's going above and beyond the call of duty. That's lifting up the other needs of the team. They'll thank you for it. You build a strong reputation for it. It's the only way to build a good, strong, solid future. It's reaching out to the other people in the team and helping them resolve their issues. Not in a desire to, or concern about who gets credit for it, but just to be a part of the solution. And the fifth and last thing is always be learning and have an open mind to ways to improve. When we get into the structure of dealing with the issues of the day, a lot of times we don't reach out and see what's available for us to learn. And I want to give an example of an individual, a technician. And this technician, certified master tech, getting up there. He's probably approaching 50 years old, and he's feeling the age of and the wear and tear the technician experiences. The knee joints aren't moving quite as well. The fingers are got their scars and their issues. But extremely knowledgeable guy. And he took literally every moment he could, and he took the parts manager training, and he took the advisor training, and he took the service manager training, and he accomplished every requirement to be certified by the manufacturer in every one of those categories. Now, I will tell you that the leadership team may not have noticed that. But this is a multi-store company that had now 4 dealerships, and they needed a service manager at one of the other locations. And I went to the general manager of the other location that was looking for a service manager, and I said, "Have you considered this man?" And they said, "No, he hasn't even applied." And I explained that he's advisor trained, certified. He's management trained and certified in both parts and service. And they expressed great surprise. Really? He's certified in all those categories. So when I went to that next location where he was at, the person that had done all of this study, "Why didn't you apply?" He said, "I saw it was open. I guess I should have put my hat in, or my name in the hat, but I just didn't know if they'd consider me." And I expressed to him, "Friend, they already have, because I expressed your training requirements are already completed." He applied for the job, received the job, and is getting incredible growth, not only in his personal income, but in that company's profitability, in their sales figures, in their team environment. Is it all easy? Never. You'll never hear me say how easy it is to build a strong future. But here's an example of an individual that wasn't required to take service management training. He wasn't required to take advisor training and become certified. He wasn't required to be a certified parts manager, but yet fulfilled every one of those training missions on his own, reaching out for ways to build his future, not being content with the master technician status, reaching beyond the requirements of his position for growth. And that's really my challenge for each one of us today. It doesn't stop with me or our team when we come in and we work with clients to help the entire individual team perform better. When we reach out to our clients and their team members to show them ways they can grow or change a process here and there to build a strong future. Interesting, isn't it, that when that is in place, the company wins. The company benefits when the team functions, reaching for their future. So today, I'm challenging each and every one of you that listen to this message, regardless of your position. Are you learning anything today? Are you reaching? Are you stretching some goals? Are you being a team player? Are you focused in on customer care? Going way beyond what's required? Not worrying who gets credit for it? Just doing it as a team player, looking out for what other people need help with and pitching in and making it happen? Are you learning with an open mind? I'm challenging you today to ask yourself questions. How are you doing on building your future? Thanks for everybody attending the call. Hope you have a great day, and that wherever you're at, it's warm and dry. Take care, and we'll talk to you again next week.